Hello guys, so I wanted to update you about an interesting post I've seen by Ted from CodeWallet. He said, "We are working on a new piece of software that will virtualize and compress accounts with code making accounts effectively free to create while still being self-custodial. Once we have this, we are thinking of launching something similar to what you're saying, but perhaps calling them gift cards. These would be unique codes that could be loaded and unloaded at will by users, with the accounts being long-lived, so you could create a gift card loaded with $5 of kin and have that kin sit there forever until returned." We talked about this with Ted in one of his posts. In the comment section, he said that one of his ideas was, what if you could load a card that has a code on it and just leave it for somebody else as a tip there. So for example, let's say, there's various use cases. So I'll give you an example. You have a unique small card. Well, it's not that unique because you can just print it out basically if you want to, but unique in the sense that it's just that code. And then anybody can print that out, and then they can load it with say $5, and then you leave it for a hotel, let's say cleaning person. You leave it there for that person to scan it off and receive the tip, leaving it, for example, as tips. And this is what I thought, that if Ted and the code team is able to do this, then they basically covered almost all use cases of payment that are out there, and especially the long-lived codes could have a lot of gamification use cases. For example, geocaching on stickers. For example, you could load there's just endless amounts of ideas. For example, you could have a live stream and using software like OBS overlay a code, and the first person to scan the code off of your live stream gets the money. Or the tipping card feature, which is that you have a code on your live stream and people can scan it and tip you that way. So there's a tremendous amount of possibilities. I gave Ted a feature request, which I desperately want and need, so he knows about it, is that you can, with the SDK, with the code SDK, you can send messages with it. So you could say, for example, okay, I'm sending 25 cents to this person, to this account, but I also want to add a message. Be like, thank you very much for, or you just received a tip, come visit our site. And this, if that also is included, then you could have, for example, a live stream where somebody tips you to your tipping card in the live stream. And if they could also, in theory, this is just theory, they could also add a message, then they could display by scanning Solana live messages. I know that wouldn't work because you need to decode it. But in any case, there's so many possibilities with the gift cards, the tipping cards, and all of this stuff. And but what I think is that we need to expect at least 1, if not 2 years of development time. So, and I've been asked about the price of kin. I believe it will keep on going down for a while. Now we're going to have another burn probably, so that will stabilize it a little bit. But my guess is anything under 1 million users, we're going to see the price going down. So 1 million code users, out of those maybe 20-30,000 buying regularly kin, then we'll start to see it go up. Otherwise, I believe it is too soon. And the narrative has to change also a little bit. I think people need to understand in various countries that they should get kin because of inflation problems. and I think we need to at some point to bring that information out into the wild, into different countries where it's relevant, which is probably going to be everywhere. So um but that I'd say we're still very early, and hopefully Penny Post will get a couple of people to onboard. So anybody that is getting frustrated right now about the price, I was also a bit surprised that it didn't explode the price, but it's we have to be super patient with this. The actual product needs to go viral for the price to go up. That's it basically. The actual product has to go viral before the price goes up. There's no question about this. And I think eventually, within a year or two, I don't think before that we'll reach that tipping point, or like I call it, the orbit. Um, yeah, but we're still very early. We don't even have 5,000 downloads on the Google Play. So the question is, what makes it go more viral? The tipping cards will help a lot. The websites which I'm building the Code Wallet into help also a lot. But we need a big player. We need someone. I used to have a site which had almost 1 million members. If Code would have existed then, it would have been very interesting. I would have immediately onboarded like 20, 30,000 users. But uh, you know, times change, things change, so we have to start building from the bottom.